I think that day made me realise that women are a different breed. How strong Kate was going through that was unbelievable type of thing. And I think, do you know if men were pregnant?
Yeah,
Humans was,
would be fucked.
yeah, it stopped existing back in time. Because I'd be like, I'm not fucking signing up to that.
Yeah.
There's no chance of me pushing a baby out.
No, they are. They're super strong.
Yeah.
They're different strong, and they're
different strong. Like, I was proper freaking out, and she's the one laying on the bed with her stomach cut open. She's so calm. I was like, no. Welcome to the Tackle Your Thoughts podcast. This episode is brought to you by AR Drainage Solutions Limited. If you haven't already subscribed, liked us, or clicked the bell for notifications, then come on, do it. Help us spread some positivity. Here comes the podcast. Welcome to the Tackle Your Thoughts podcast. Today is topic time again. So we're just talking today about the impact of becoming new parents. So I'm joined by Dai, one of the other directors of Tackle Your Thoughts. So yeah, like I said, all about topics. Dai, tell me about you becoming a new parent. It's quite recent as well, isn't it?
They're 18, just gone 18 months now, so fairly new, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got twin girls, and yeah, it's just been a bit mad really since finding out that we're going to be parents, and yeah, it's gone super quick.
Well, I remember obviously Tackle Your Thoughts was going 18 months ago. I remember you telling me she's pregnant and she's due to have twins. So let's talk about that side of it first then. How did that hit you?
Well, finding out we're having twins.
Twins, yeah.
Or the pregnancy.
Let's change it again. Was it planned? And then we'll go on to the next stage.
Well, not really. We got engaged in fucking hell,
A while ago.
October or November.
This is the test, man. She's watching, don't forget.
I can't remember if it was October or November. And then we started planning the wedding. And then Gabby come off the pill. And then we were under the impression that it'd take a while then for the cycle to get back to normal. And yeah, it turns out that you're most fertile when as soon as you stop contraception.
Straight away.
So a couple of weeks after she stopped, she said she's pregnant.
Super Dai. Go on.
But at the time, I was on furlough, and I was I've never played like Call of Duty or PlayStation, and I was on this mad like war zone rampage like every day. I had nothing else to do. Gabby's in the house working.
Yeah.
I was just banging out Warzone every day, and yeah, I had the headset on in the zone, and then Gabby just threw a pregnancy test at me.
Have a bit of that, like.
And I looked, put it down, and then I finished my game. And then I took my...
So hang on, stop. You looked at it and then you put it back down.
I thought she was winding me up.
I can imagine that going down really well.
It didn't.
No, I can.
She rang her sister saying I'm fucking fuming and I weren't happy. So yeah, I was playing Call of Duty, and then I processed like what it is. Then I went and asked her, and then she said, "Yeah, I think I'm pregnant." I said, "Like fuck." So she done another test, pregnant. I said, "Like fuck."
You're not cheap, mind, Dai.
No, so I went and bought another two, and yeah, all come back pregnant.
Yeah.
And then we were like, "Oh my god."
It's a bonkers feeling about the next. I remember.
It was just weird, like it was fear. It wasn't like excitement or joy. It was just like, "Oh my god!" Like, are we ready?
Yeah. You'll never be ready, I don't think.
No, you never will be. And we were always under the impression of we'll get married, get financially secure, and then we'll be ready for kids. But that ready never comes. Nah. And I read like a saying or a quote or something that kids lent your life when you're least expecting it, but when you most need it.
I like that.
And yeah, that was as things played out. Like I think that was definitely the case for Gabby. Yeah. Sorry to go off track, but then
I like it.
Go back to it. We then, after 4 tests, all pregnant, we decided then to get an early ultrasound scan.
Yeah.
And then that's when we it was supposed to be in Cardiff, but we had to go to Swansea, and that's when
It's all real.
the sonographer,
Good word.
I was thinking what it's called, when a lady was doing a scan, she was it was all up on a little monitor, and then I seen her, she went off the scan page, and she changed the number on like the notes page.
Yeah.
She changed the number then from a 1 to a 2, and I thought, fuck me, imagine she says it's 2. And I was just thinking that in my head, and then she looked up and she said, have you got twins in your family? And I said, fuck off.
If I can have now.
And Gabby's crying with joy and tears, and she was buzzing, and I was thinking, oh wow. But yeah, about an hour or two after that, then
You stopped crying.
I think it was shock.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I can imagine, but
yeah, when you're told you're going to be a father of 2 babies,
yeah,
that's a fucking shock. Let me tell you.
I think it's a shock being told you're going to be a father. Because I remember, like, we was on honeymoon, and Kate was starting to feel sick in the mornings and everything. I said, "You're pregnant." Got home and she done the same thing. She chucked the pregnancy test at me. I was like, oh, fucking hell, all right. Like, definitely wasn't ready for that. And it's a massive shock.
Scary, innit?
Scary. I shit myself.
How old was you?
30? No, 32. 32.
2.
So, like, we always planned on living our life first. So we done all the holidays we could, got married and everything. And then he wasn't planned, and he was planned, if that made sense.
Yeah.
If it happened, type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And it did. But, yeah, I generally shit myself. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
me.
I don't think I ever would have been ready for a kid.
Yeah.
But obviously the best thing ever when he come into our lives. But massive shock, and I only had one. So God knows how you felt when it came to having
I
2.
couldn't see straight for a while. Like I was driving home like thinking, oh wow, what's going on here? But yeah, when it all calmed down, yeah, I think it hit me then. I've always wanted to be a dad. I've always wanted to be a good dad. That's always, ever since I can remember.
Yeah.
I just always knew I wanted to be a good family man.
Yeah.
And have a solid foundation and bring up my own family like as the best I could, really. So then when I started thinking about all that, I was like, oh, it's unbelievable. And we get 2 for
2 of
1.
them. 2 so, buy one, get one free. Like.
Yeah, so it was brilliant. Yeah, after the initial shock and fear.
It's a feeling I can never describe either. Like you said, I was scared, I was elated. It was everything all at once type of thing.
Yeah. Like you said, you can't really describe. I think that was more like emotional.
Yeah.
Than when the girls were born.
Oh, that's a completely different feeling again. That is,
yeah. So I think finding out that we're having twins, that's when it really the shock hit me, because it was only like 2 or 3 weeks after we found out Gabby had a positive pregnancy test.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at the little pregnancy test, it's kind of different to seeing it on the
babies
screen,
on the screen, like
and finding out it's 2. So yeah, I think going for the early scan, that was the probably maddest feeling I've ever had in my life.
So what did that do to you mentally though? Did it change the way you think about life in general? Was you like talking about being scared? What was you scared of?
Not being ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, not. Cause we hadn't long bought the house, hadn't long got engaged, and we had this like fairy tale idea of getting married first, then kids, and as I said, having it all set out. But yeah, it's just a fear of unknown, really, innit?
Yeah.
And don't really know what I was feeling, to be honest.
I think the biggest thing I was scared of is having somebody constantly relying on you to stay alive, if that makes sense. So it's my job to keep that kid alive, not just to love it and nurture it and everything.
Yeah.
And like you said, I don't think I ever would have been ready.
Yeah, that was the fear, I think, for me when they were born, and when they were here, and realising you've got to, like I said, look after and keep these 2 little tiny humans alive.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, that was scary and hard work when they were born. But before they were born, I was just shitting myself.
Yeah.
Just don't know what to expect. Like you just pure fear, really.
during the pregnancy, did you go to like the antenatal classes and all that?
No, we
jazz?
didn't have antenatal classes.
No?
I don't think we had enough time, to be honest, because to be fair, twin pregnancy, it was phenomenal.
Was it?
We were having scans every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Every 10 days we would see the consultant.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had like extra special care.
Yeah.
A normal pregnancy, I think you get a 12-week scan and a 20-week scan.
Yeah, I think we had,
And that's
it was
it.
2 scans, and we had to pay them for like a 4D scan and all that jazz. But yeah.
No, we were lucky. Every 2 weeks on a Thursday we'd go down to Gwent. It was nice. Like I worked for my own man at the time, and I had every Thursday off, every other Thursday off, and we'd go get some food and make
a deal of it. Yeah, definitely.
That was cool. Like, and like I said, having the scans every 2 weeks was really reassuring.
Yeah.
But I was going nuts. I was on Google, just trying to find out shit.
Yeah, well, the amount of apps I had on my phone about pregnancy is fucking bonkers. It's bonkers. But then the more I Googled, the more I shit myself. Because, like, if this didn't happen at a certain time or that didn't happen, I was like, oh, something wrong with this kid.
Yeah,
But,
and at the time, like on the first ultrasound, they thought, because there's 3 different types of twins.
yeah, go on.
So you got fraternal, and then you got 2 types of identical.
Oh, okay. Because yours are identical proper, and I still don't know the difference.
Yeah, but I forgot the name of it, but Momo, I don't know the term, monochromic monology or something. But basically, Momo is the highest risk twin pregnancy.
Okay.
And that's what they thought the girls were. That's basically where there's no, fucking hell, what is it now? Where they're in the same sack and there's no, is no separation, basically.
No wall between them. Let's call it that.
Yeah, membrane, is it?
Could be that.
But then as the weeks went on, then that's when they found out that
It wasn't that one.
no, they were Dai twins, so identical.
Yeah.
But second highest risk twin pregnancy.
That makes sense.
But yeah, when they first said it was they think it's Momo pregnancy. If you just Google that,
Yeah.
you'll shit yourself.
Yeah, you do, but I'm telling you, Dr. Google is a prick.
Yeah, it's scary. But then, touch wood, like everything worked out well, and we had
2 beautiful
we got
kids.
two
Like.
healthy, beautiful kids now, and Gabby got through it all good. Like
So let's talk about D-Day. The girls were early when they're twins. Didn't she get induced?
No.
No.
She was. Gabby was booked in for a scheduled C-section on 36 weeks.
Yeah,
which
that's
is,
right. That's right, mate.
Classed as a full-term pregnancy for identical twins. But 35 weeks on the dot.
Yeah.
That's when Gabby's waters broke.
Yeah.
But only on the one baby. It was nuts.
That's bonkers, that isn't it?
Yeah.
How was that even possible? I don't get it.
So we went down to the Grange. It was a bit of a shitty situation, really, because we rang them up and the lady on the phone, she's like, oh, you'll be all right, have some paracetamol and some water and go back to bed, love.
Oh, we had the same, but...
And I was in the background, I was like, fucking
Hang
go
on
back to
now.
bed, like, she's
Yeah.
soaking. Fucking, something's happening here, like, we need to get down here.
Yeah.
And then...
But the midwives are so calm, and they're amazing, the midwives. So
certain
calm.
midwives.
Yeah.
So as I go on, right,
Go on, then.
we then got to the Grange, and then we knock on the door, fucking... We're just all over the place thinking, like, what's happening here? And then they're both on their iPad, just finishing their night shift. They were fucking... Pissed me off, really. Still pissed me off now.
I can see you're bitter about this, but no.
Yeah, because they just didn't have that sense of, like, empathy or... I don't know, we just didn't feel looked after, basically, by them two that were finishing their shift.
They don't give a fuck.
Like, oh, you'll be all right, love. And then basically, like, half hour later, there was a shift swap. And them midwives, I think they are, when they started their shift, they were like, they're coming now.
Yeah, they're ready to come.
And then it was like, fuck. So I chucked their bloody blue gowns on.
Yeah. Stupid hat.
Yeah, Gabby
I had all that.
was wheeled over. And then it was really nice because the guy then that was doing the operation, he was training to be a consultant.
Oh, okay.
So we had met him quite a few times because he was like the understudy of our
Yeah,
consultant.
yeah.
So when we were there, it was quite nice and reassuring to see him. And yeah, it was nice. He was conversating with us, and yeah, it just felt comfortable then.
So when I was going through it, I just needed to be reassured all the time. And you just said that word there. So when you was there, did you just want reassurance of the doctors constantly to say this is normal, this is exactly what normally happens?
I did, yeah, but I was just there.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't know what the fuck's going on by that.
Gabby was in the room. I had to wait outside.
Yeah.
And then one of the nurses then, she was like, it's go time. So then I'm like, come on in.
Come on in.
So then I see Gabby then, she's being wheeled out in a wheelchair, and then we go down to the operation room.
Yeah.
And then they're in there talking to Gabby for about 20, 25
On
minutes. And I'm just
Yeah.
outside then thinking, fucking hell, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then they come and got me. Yeah, and then Gabby's there then on the bed, and yeah, it was go time.
Yeah. We had a very similar situation. Obviously, not with twins, we only had the one. But Kate's water's broke. We went up to the hospital. It's like, you might as well go back home, love. It's like, fucking, I'm not going back home now. Her waters are broke. She's ready. Like, so we went home. But an hour later, we went back up there. Contractions started again. So she was in labour for about an hour or two. And the doctor was like, or the midwife's like, something's not right here. So we had a bit of a feel. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can feel the baby's ear. But it turned out it was the baby's bum.
Right.
So the baby was breech. So the doctor's like, nah, fuck this. We got to do a C-section on her.
Yeah.
And then the doctor walks out. He's in the corridor talking to the other doctor about football. So I was like, hang on now. It's like, go and get the operating studio getting ready. And he was like, oh, don't worry about it, but this always happens. And he was so calm about it, but obviously it's the end of the world for me, innit?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the missus is in pain, the baby wants to come out, and he's talking about fucking football.
Yeah.
So I was freaking right out.
In hindsight, though, that was a blessing, really.
It's a blessing, right?
If he's flapping, you're certainly going to
Exactly.
be flapping, you know.
So then they wheeled her into the operating place. I was outside then, getting dressed, and they I don't know if it's the same with you, but he was like, oh, go and pick the right size. So I put these gowns on, they're like up to my knees, tiny, put a stupid hat on, and she's in it. So I'm freaking out then because she's on her own. And then I finally get to go in when she's laying on the bed ready for the C-section. I turned around, the guy, one of the doctors, was just on right move, looking for houses.
Never.
I was like, hang on now, but same again. But then in my head, I thought exactly what you just thought is, if he starts stressing, I should start stressing.
Yeah.
But it's such a high stress environment at that time, because I've never been through that in my life.
I think C-sections, they kind of get overlooked as well. It's a fucking major operation, like.
Fucking hell,
And the women that have C-sections, like, they're kind of expected to just
lay there, take it.
Yeah, and then post-op, then they're expected to just bounce back and look after kids, basically. And
Yeah.
I think, fucking hell, like,
Just cut my stomach open.
even for a broken arm or something,
Yeah.
like, you got people bedbound for a couple of weeks, and yeah, these women, they got go through a major operation,
Yeah.
and then I was fucking minutes after look after a
The
kid.
baby. I think that day made me realise that women are a different breed. How strong Kate was going through that was unbelievable type of thing. And I think, do you know if men were pregnant?
Yeah, the
Humans
population
was,
would be fucked.
yeah, it stopped existing. But in time, because I'd be like, I'm not fucking signing up to that.
Yeah.
There's no chance of me pushing a baby out.
No, they are. They're super strong. And
Yeah,
they're different strong, and they're
different
like,
strong. Like, I was proper freaking out, and she's the one laying on the bed with her stomach cut open. She's so calm. I was like, no. But did you plan on going down the business end? Or did you always know she was going to be have a C-section?
No, it was pretty much always new.
Yeah.
Especially with twins as well.
Yeah.
It's twice the chance of
course it is.
breach.
Yeah.
But Ruby, she was good as gold all through pregnancy, head down.
Perfect. Like.
Yeah, and they did say that if Riley, every scan Riley, she was in a different position. Like,
Yeah.
But they said if she's in the correct position, you could go for a vaginal birth.
Yeah.
But if she's not, you could have a vaginal birth for one and then have a
C-section,
cesarean.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just like, no, Gabby then decided like it's best if we just have a C-section.
It's easier as well, but isn't it? It's easier.
I didn't really know too much about it, like,
No.
but yeah, speaking to a consultant, she said like I think it was like 89% of twin pregnancies are cesarean, and they're safer, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I remember like Kate was laying on the bed and I'd done the stupid mistake of like looking up over there. You got a screen over their belly on the night type of thing.
Yeah.
I looked up and I didn't know the stuff they cleaned her with was red. Right, and I got obviously fucking freaked out and expect to think it was all blood, didn't I?
Yeah,
so I was going
weak
bonkers.
stomach. I similar to me. I was sitting here, Gabby was there, and there was like a big, massive bay window there, and I could see the reflection. And I was like, but listen, but
Shut the curtains,
before you
man.
start, you're gonna have to roll the blinds on her. I can't be seeing her. And they did, fair play.
Did they?
Yeah.
But again, you're freaking out anyway, and the last thing you want to do is see it all and freak out even more, innit?
Never want to see her. No. I can't watch Casualty, like.
Can't I?
Yeah. Not very
Casualty's not real, mind, you know that now.
Yeah, not very good with all that sort of stuff.
So, the kids come. What happened next? How did you feel once they was there?
Scared.
Scared again? Yeah.
It was a bit of a mad experience. Ruby come out first. Fucking loud and proud.
she? How old
Legs
was she?
spread, screaming.
I'm out.
Yeah, because they were like, twin one. And then it was like, whoa, what's happening here? And literally 1 minute later then, they were like, twin two. But with Riley, they manually popped her sack.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when she swallowed
all the shit
fluid. So then it must have been 12 to 15 nurses
Was it?
and doctors then all working on Riley. She had trouble with her breathing.
Oh.
So, and you could hear the bloody machines beeping.
Yeah.
That was really scary.
Scary.
They worked on it for, I think it was like 36 minutes. And then that's when they said, we're going to take her to the NICU, the intensive care unit.
Yeah. Was they going to go there anyway because they was early?
No. They were good size.
Were they?
Both over £5.
Yeah.
Which is really big for identical twins, considering Gabby's size as
She's
well.
tiny as well, wasn't she, before?
Yeah, no,
and she's now like.
Done incredible to get them up.
Yeah.
That far and that big, like.
Yeah.
But now Ruby, she was sound. She stayed with Gabby and as soon as they were born. They were on the ward and Riley was in the NICU.
Yeah.
She spent a week there.
How did you feel during that?
Fuck, I don't even know, to be
It's
honest.
a blur, but isn't it?
Yeah, but all I remember is just learning a fuckload of all the different midwives and nurses and doctors, and I think that week was a blessing. Just to change a newborn's nappy.
Yeah.
Like they're tiny, so
Fucking
like
tiny things now.
yeah, I was so fragile, and then the midwives would come in and boof, fucking
They're amazing, aren't
job
they?
done.
Get it away from
And
the
they're like,
US.
listen, these babies are a lot tougher than you think, like, and
Talking about tough, did you cut the umbilical cord?
no.
So obviously, even though it was a C-section, still had the umbilical cord attached and everything, right? So the doctor's like, come here, come and cut this.
Yeah.
So I cut in a steak with a scissor. It was bonkers, but I was like, you're going to have to give me sharper scissors.
Yeah.
But what a crazy experience, and it absolutely freaked me out.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, am I hurting my son here? Or, like, don't mean, I'm glad I done it.
Yeah.
But again, something else just freaked me out and proper scared me. But like you said, that's every single step of the way, something else scared me. And then when she was on the ward, like you said, I was the first person to change him. That scared me.
Yeah, it's just completely new in here, and
Bonkers.
You can look after your nieces and nephews.
Oh yeah, but you give them back, then?
Yeah, but like, when you realise that these little people, they need you.
Yeah.
It's a daunting feeling.
I remember leaving the hospital the next day, and I was thinking, what do I do with this? Like, have I got an instruction manual or something like that? Because I didn't have a clue what to do with my own son.
It is mad, isn't it?
It's mad.
Like, a first-time parent, like you just, when you go home, I think when you shut that front door, and then you think, wow.
Yeah, I'm all alone by then.
Fuck.
What do I do, like?
Yeah, this is real.
Fucking bonkers.
But going back to, like, when they were actually born, a lot of people say that was like the best day of their life.
Yeah.
But for me, it wasn't. It was kind of like the biggest relief. of my
Everybody's
life.
safe now without,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, so I don't think that was the best day of my life, the girls
No.
being born, but it was my biggest relief
I bet.
and biggest achievement, no doubt. Because yeah, seeing them in person for the first time is yeah, it's just incredible, isn't it?
The thing for me was like, even when Mason was in Kate's belly, I loved him. But the second I saw him then, the feeling, the love I had for him is unbelievable.
Yeah,
And the emotion, it was just so emotional. Like, he's a brand new kid. I've never met him before, but the love I've got for you is unconditional. It's
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. It is hard to explain,
It is.
but
It is. Brand new, like.
yeah, that protective kind of, I guess, father's instinct just
Yeah,
kicks in.
kicks
the
in straight
second
away.
You see them, doesn't it?
Straight
And
away.
all you want then is just to love and protect them, isn't it?
That's what you do. That's what you do. Like, yeah, it's spot on. This episode is brought to you by AR Drainage Solutions Limited. Their team can supply a complete range of services for whatever drainage inquiry you have. From unblocking drains, drain cleaning to drain maintenance. If you have any issues with your drainage, don't hesitate to contact AR Drainage Solutions Limited. So yeah, they was in hospital for a week. Probably, like you said, I think that helped you.
Yeah, I did.
'Cause
It was scary as fuck though, I was, because, yeah, Gabby and Ruby, they were on the ward, and I think it was probably about 6. They were born at 8 in the morning, and then it was about 6 p.m. when Gabby and Ruby could come over into the NICU, and
Yeah,
the four of us could be together for the first time, really.
yeah.
And yeah, that was a proper nice
Surreal moment,
yeah,
isn't it?
that was a nice
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
And then I'm driving home and on the motorway, thinking, wow,
Yeah.
fucking hell, I got 2 kids now.
It's bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like 24 hours earlier, you would just die. Now you're dad.
Well, yeah, because like I said, the waters broke unexpectedly. Went to bed. It was a Sunday night. Fucking, it was an hour before my alarm went off for work. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just nuts how it all panned out, really. And yeah,
Again, it doesn't matter when that alarm went off. You wasn't ready for it,
No.
and you'll never be ready for it.
no,
Type of thing. Like Kate's waters broke the morning of my first rugby league game ever, coaching it. So I was like, "Oh, love, I can't go now. I got to coach rugby league after." Like, I was like, "Oh no, hang on,
Yeah.
it'll be fine." Like, but yeah, it's surprising. Like, I didn't expect it to change my life as much as it did, and like how my priorities just changed naturally, not even without thinking of it. Like, where my only priority was to make sure that Mason and Kate were healthy and cared for.
yeah. I think that's it's got to happen.
Yeah.
Um,
It's natural though. Now, where it come from, I don't know. Do you get me?
yeah, yeah. Everything changed literally overnight.
Yep.
And yeah, it's you either step up or fucking
Or fuck off.
or you don't step up. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, like a lot of people don't step up, mothers and fathers.
Yeah. Like we had a good conversation about this off camera, didn't we, a while ago? And like my life revolves around my son. He's like my shadow, and I want to be involved in every single aspect of his life, right? And I just don't understand where some parents don't. And
Same. Yeah, and it's the argument of like it's probably more of like an old school mentality. I think of men have to be just providers.
yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you've got to provide.
Of course
You've
you
got to
have.
make sure dinner's on the table, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But being in work and earning that extra pound,
Yeah.
you'll never be able to convince me that that's more valuable than being present.
Agreed.
Um,
So like at the moment, now Mason's 8, right? And I don't know where that 8 years has gone. So if I wasn't there constantly for him, I would be devastated right now to think I missed so much in the last 8 years just because I wanted to work the extra half hour. I wanted to go on a piss for the boys a little bit more.
yeah,
Like you'll never get that time back. And I remember people saying to me, don't blink because it'll be over before you know it, type of thing. And he'll be out with his friends constantly, and he won't want to know you.
Yeah.
So that's probably at 16 years old, right? He's 8 now. She's halfway through that,
Yeah.
and it's come from nowhere.
Yeah. It's mad. Like I said, I'm only 18 months into being a father, and yeah, how my mentality, the way I think, the way I view people, everything has changed, like fucking dramatically, really.
I bet.
Because yeah, I was quite like social, quite outgoing. I'm still outgoing.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Social and outgoing is probably the wrong words, because I'm still social and outgoing,
Yeah.
but just in a totally different way.
It's weird, isn't it?
Like my outgoing is going to the park with Gabby and the girls.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, that's
It seems to me now like,
that's me. Like, I'm happy. I'm more than happy with that,
Yeah.
rather than going out on the piss and talking shit with people that don't give a fuck about me.
exactly,
Really.
yeah. So like with me now, like I keep saying Mason's 8, but everywhere I go, he comes, even down to coaching on a Saturday with rugby. He's now the tea boy. So he runs the tea onto the pitch, so
That's-
he's constantly with me. And I don't want it any other way.
Yeah,
And like,
that's cool.
if I do go on a piss with the boys and he stays in his nans, I miss him straight away. Even if I'm away from him for a couple of hours, I miss him. So I can't imagine not being with him as much as I am. I don't want to imagine that, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
no, and I think that's it. There's obviously my girl's only 18 months, but
Yeah,
I got like ambitions of open to create a good healthy relationship with them, and
yeah,
that they want to be around you, and
Exactly.
I think that's the ultimate goal for me as a parent. I think is to want to have my girls, no matter how old they are,
Yeah.
whatever stage in their life they'll be at, that they want to spend time with me.
you.
And yeah, I think that's kind of what I want
I
to
think
achieve as a parent, I guess.
that's something I want to touch on with you is like, parents are the kids' first ever role models.
Yeah.
So how do you think your behaviour and your actions, how do you think that rubs off on your kids, and what kind of values do you think that gives to your kids then?
Well, everything, innit, really,
Mm.
because you are your kids' eyes and ears and everything. They're learning off you constantly.
Constantly.
So you set a shit example, they're going to be shit people. Set a good example, they'll be good people. And funny enough, Gabby, she showed me a letter off him, literally a letter that her mother wrote for her a long time ago. And she was like, "I'm not your friend, I'm your parent." And basically just that reminded me of however much I want to love my girls and be as close as I can, I'm still their parent, and you have to teach them right from wrong.
Yeah, he's still
even from a
disciplinarian
young
type of
age.
thing, yeah.
And yeah, I just want to be the best role model I can be for them.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to how my life has been impacted from becoming a new parent.
Definitely.
Because I've made so many fucking drastic changes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't even recognise myself 2.5 years ago. That's how much of a... I wouldn't even say change is the right word. I'd say improved or like grown as a bloke, as a person. That's how I feel anyway.
Okay, so if the girls didn't come, do you think you would have made that change? And do you think
No,
you would have
definitely not.
recognised you needed to make that change?
No, probably not, because my life was totally different then. We didn't have kids, and we didn't have the responsibility of being a mother and father.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my life has changed because I've had kids.
Yeah. For the better as well.
Yeah, 100% for the better.
I think...
and for the fucking harder. Because
yeah.
even though we're praising it up, right, it's
fucking hard, but...
It's the hardest thing I've ever done.
I bet.
The first 4 months, honest to God, I can't even remember. Like, I don't even know what day
It's a blur. I remember you at the time thinking,
was-
every time I saw you, you just looked knackered.
It was rough, I got to be fair.
Yeah.
Feeding them every 3 hours on a dot.
Yeah.
Oh, I was knackered.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Gabby, she's still struggling from the op. We literally didn't know what day it was.
No.
And it was just a hardest experience of my life.
Yeah, agreed. I spoke about this a couple of times because, like, 2 weeks after Mason was born, Kate had a C-section, obviously, so she couldn't drive or anything like that. I then went into hospital, almost died, so she was the single mother, really, while I was ill for like 2 weeks. But she just trucked on, like, she just carried on with a big, massive scar on her stomach, and I don't know, it's
You
just...
have to, don't you?
Have to. Have to.
You have to, because they're dependent on
Depend
you.
on you.
But yeah, I think the struggle of them early months, I don't think anything will compare
No,
to
agreed.
that.
Agreed.
Like physically, emotionally, everything. I was just, we would run on fumes.
Yeah. But would you change that?
Yeah, I would fucking
Fucking
slept
straight.
a lot more.
But how would you? How could you sleep more on it?
No, obviously we can't change it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the sleep deprivation, that was
They use that as torture as well, see, didn't they?
yeah.
So
So yeah,
your missus tortured you for fucking 4 months.
well, she was going through it as well. It was two of them, so it was a 2-man job.
Yeah, yeah.
I joined this Facebook group. It's probably like within the first 10 weeks of Gabby's pregnancy. Is
Yeah.
twin and multiple pregnancy dad group on Facebook.
All right, okay.
Honestly, it's the best thing I've done.
Is it?
And it still is now. It's phenomenal. And yeah, it's just twins or multiple pair dads. And honest to God, that's been a godsend. That I've.
Was it nice just to realise you're not the only person going through this? And
Yeah, well, obviously you know you're not the only person that's gone through it or been through it, and you are aware of people have been through a lot more tragic
yeah,
and
yeah.
severe situations than you. But it's when when I was going through them fucking months, I'd write on it like, what's going on? I'm 3 weeks in, I don't know what day it is. Is this normal? And then you just have all these blokes from all over the world who've been through the same, and
Yeah.
just stay with it, brother. Keep going. Trust me, it gets easier. And
Again, is that the reassurance you wanted?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And you know, you're not just being told it off Google or something.
Yeah,
You're being told
of real people.
told it from real twin dads and so on. Like, so
Yeah.
yeah, that was good. And since then, I've added a few of my mates who've had twins and who got twins coming up. I've added them to it, and yeah, they all say, how nice it is, really, just to be a part of a little community on Facebook. And yeah, it's been and still is a lifesaver for me.
I bet.
Yeah,
I
it's
bet.
really-
So, like, I spoke about this with Nico last or 2 weeks ago. So I've got a couple of different jobs in a bailiff. I've got a director of tackling authorities and everything. But my main job is being a dad, and I want to be a good dad. And I think you touched on that a little bit to say, like, your goal in life is to be a good dad. Is that your main priority in life?
I don't know. It's hard to explain in it because yeah, priority. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not even dad. Like my family, I'd say that's my main priority.
Yeah.
To be a good family man. Soon to be husband to Gabby. I know it sounds soppy and all that, but I want nothing more than to have a stable, solid foundation and family.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, priority definitely to be a family, and then like we've realised that family is first. Like our family becomes priority over anything, and that gets 100% from both of us, and then my job,
Yeah. Everything.
my rugby, tackle your thoughts, everything else comes second to what we have going on, or yeah,
But that's exactly the same as my priorities, and I think we've got it right. I think where we talked about earlier about shit people, they've got that the wrong way around. Or shit parents, or shit...
yeah, and it's difficult because like tackle your thoughts demands a lot of time, effort. Rugby, you're expected then to turn up and be 100% in the zone.
Yeah. Physically, mentally.
Yeah, to play and perform then on a Saturday at the highest level you can. Day in, day out then in your work, you're expected to give 100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've come to terms that we can't. Like our 100% is with the family, and then we give what we can to
Maybe
everything
50% to them, 20%
Yeah.
to you, or whatever. But
Yeah.
as long as you're giving 50% to your family, you're doing the right thing.
else. Yeah.
And that's where your priorities are right. And obviously, like we said earlier, the girls will realise that as well.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm pretty convinced that me and Gabby have got a strong relationship,
Mhm.
full of respect. So that's only going to rub off on the
course
girls.
it is.
Like if we were shouting, I know I'm swearing a lot on the podcast,
That's
but
different, though, innit? You wouldn't do
yeah,
anything else for the
I don't
girls.
swear like that
Yeah.
in front of the girls. I do swear in the house, but not in front of the girls.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, hopefully they'll pick up on how we treat each other and speak to each other. And
Exactly that. They don't miss... Because Mason growing up, he's been a sponge and he picks up on literally everything.
yeah,
And even if you think he's not concentrating or listening, fucking is.
yeah, they are. And they like my girls again. They're only 18 months, but they're so much smarter than like
Yeah.
we
Think.
as adults give babies and
Yeah.
toddlers credit for. They take in everything. So you've always got to act like as if they're watching you
Yeah.
basically.
Well, like we said, though, right? Yeah, they pick up on the bad stuff, but they also pick up on the good stuff.
Oh, 100%.
And-
And if you don't, I don't know, if you don't do a lot of bad stuff, there's not a lot they can pick up, is there?
No.
So if you're focusing, if I'm focusing on being a good person, good father,
Yeah.
Gabby's doing the same, then yeah, they're gonna
Turn into
they're
good
gonna
people.
mainly have good good
Values.
things, good values, good
Yeah.
models to learn from.
Yeah. Spot on. One thing I wanted to pick up on. So obviously the girls come along. Did you have to give up anything because you became a father and a family man? And
Yeah, I stopped playing rugby. I think it was just shy of 18 months, and I've played rugby since I was 8.
rugby was your life,
7.
really, wasn't it? You should love it.
Yeah, I do love rugby. I probably fell out of love with rugby, but I think that was just my own doing.
Yeah, yeah.
I was playing for West Wales Raiders down Llanelli at the time, and
League.
yeah,
Yeah.
the travel, that was tough. And yeah, I wouldn't say I fell out with rugby. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I did when I was younger, probably. And then during the pregnancy, Gabby's mother died,
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
and she didn't have a straightforward pregnancy. She had a couple of things trip her up along the way, and that's when I had to stop playing rugby. And 'cause I couldn't travel up North England on Saturday and get home
To
1
play a
o'clock Monday
game.
morning,
Nah, that's not good, is it?
and just leave Gabby bloody belly out here in all sorts of pain and whatnot. So I chose to stop playing rugby, be home, and spend more time with Gabby on the weekends, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I stopped doing that. Gabby then, she stopped playing basketball as well.
Yeah.
And then they were born, and
Yeah.
then yeah, that's when
Shit got
probably
real.
everything changed for the
Yeah.
better in ourselves. But now I'm back playing rugby for Bargood.
Good.
Gabby's back playing basketball,
Yeah.
and I enjoy it 10 times more than when I
I
stopped
think
playing.
with sport, it's good to have a break every now and then, especially if you're falling out of love with the sport.
Yeah,
Step away.
yeah,
you
like I said, I think it was because like my attitude, and I didn't really appreciate. Go back to Joey's podcast with you the other week. When people can't play rugby because
Yeah.
they've been forced to retire or whatever, you don't think about none of that when you're young, really, and living 100 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I took rugby for granted completely. Everything, really, I took for granted.
You do.
I didn't appreciate fuck all.
Yeah.
But then when the girls are born, I text Wop at Bargood. I said, listen, I want to get back to rugby. Can I come back to Bargood? And he said, yeah, come up to pre-season and we'll
go
speak
from
about
there,
the
like.
contract then. that's what I done. And I got to be fair, I've loved it since going back. I'm still loving it now.
Good.
I'm, and yeah, I'm fitter than what I have been in quite a few years. And slimmer, which is mad because you normally pile it on, don't you, when you
Yeah.
become a dad. But yeah, I'm really enjoying rugby now.
Good.
And I appreciate training. 'Cause, I don't like to use the phrase just to get out the house and that escape, because I don't want to escape my reality, if that makes sense. But I look forward to training now. I look forward to rugby. I look forward to having a laugh with the boys,
Exactly.
throwing the ball about and scoring on the weekend and winning, because that's what sport is about, is winning. And luckily at Bargoed we're winning most of our games, not all.
Yeah.
But which I weren't doing a lot at down.
That's not going to help either, though, is it? Because that's going to make you fall out of love.
That had contributing factor to why I weren't enjoying it. And yeah, like you said, I'm loving playing rugby now, and having the girls watch me on the sideline
it's amazing.
It's a buzz, that is, yeah.
It's amazing. I only ever played one game, of the Tackle Your Thoughts game, with Mason on the side. Best game I ever played, just because Mason was there. I might have been crap or whatever. I was buzzing because my son was stood there watching me play. And growing up, that's all I ever wanted.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
It's amazing.
I gutted our game yesterday got called off.
Yeah.
But Gabby didn't have basketball or nothing, so they were all going to come up.
Yeah.
I was gutted that one got called off.
You got plenty of time though, but
yeah, I think
plenty of time. But yeah, it's weird. Before the pregnancy, you would have thought, oh, nothing's going to change. I'm going to carry on playing rugby. I'm going to carry on doing this.
Well, I knew things were going to change.
Yeah.
Because I've always, like, what's the word where you, like...
Visualise it.
Visualise being a dad. I've always visualised having a family and being a dad.
Yeah.
So I knew things were going to change, but I just didn't realise to the extent or intensity that they would change.
Again, that should be in the instruction manual.
Yeah.
Expect this. This is going to go... This is going to change. That's going to change.
Yeah. You can, but then I think whatever you read will never like mentally prepare you for the experience of becoming a parent.
I still freaked out by it now, 8 years on.
Yeah. Well, it's just one of them jobs that you never stop learning.
Yeah, exactly that. So. Exactly that. Like, just be a kid and just be a sponge and learn as much as you can type of thing, and pass your good values on to your kids. I think that's the main thing for me.
Yeah.
So I just want Mason to be a good person.
Yeah, that's it.
Whether he's he's into football, rugby, whether he's good at football, rugby, it doesn't really matter. As long as he's a good person outside of it all.
I know. I've got in my head what the girls are going to be into.
Yeah. But like today, Mason played rugby today, and I had a go at him at one point because he missed a tackle, and I just took a step back. I was like, fuck it, he's enjoying himself. So, and then he went on to smash somebody. He's like, oh, well done.
Yeah.
But it's a bigger picture, and as long as he's healthy, he's enjoying it, and
it's mad because like your boy's 8 now, and I guess like experience of everything is just going to change again as
massively.
they get older, and
even
like now, this morning we at my old man's farm, and just seeing them like running on the grass, that's mint. But then they'll fall over, and the first time they'll have a cry and they'll look for us, and then they'll get up, dust themselves off, and then they'll get running again, and then they'll fall over, and then they'll just get back up.
Bit of tough love,
And it's like little things like that, like without realising that they're little life lessons.
Massively.
Like, fall down, just get back up. So.
Yeah, but you can also turn that into life then as well, can't they?
Yeah.
Just don't give up on the first try type of thing. Yeah. So
and when they start school, and I think I'll be scary because then.
It was horrible. I remember the first day Mason went to school and he didn't even look back walking through the door. So I'm like, hang on, I'm upset by this. Say goodbye to me. Yeah. And he didn't give a fuck. He just ran into school and loved it ever since. But I was freaked out that day.
Yeah, it's all these experiences, and I'm
pretty now,
but yeah, I'm sure.
It's me. I wouldn't change it for the world. But like we said, during pregnancy, when the baby was born, I was scared. I'm still scared now being a dad.
Yeah.
Every day. Shit scares me about Mason. It does. Yeah. But that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's our job now, just to be dads.
Yeah, oh, it is. I want to be a fucking cool dad as well.
Yeah.
So
You are
when
quite.
when you're older, girls, I hope you're listening, and I hope you think I'm cool.
It also gives you a bit of a free rein to get fat and have a dad bod.
Well,
So
I don't know. I like I said 5 minutes ago, I've lost loads of weight.
just wait till you get up rugby. You go fucking downhill then.
I, d- I don't drink now. Don't smoke. Um, I'm in the gym. Like I was
Living life.
never. I was the total opposite before I
Yeah,
had
yeah,
kids. So
yeah.
yeah, for me, like my habits have improved. So
Good,
yeah,
good.
I think I'm one of the lucky ones that have gone in better shape since becoming a dad, which is
I had a
massive.
full head of hair before Mason was born. True story.
Yeah,
Fucking day after it fell out. So and you got a massive mop, so that's
yeah.
gonna go
I'm
somewhere.
sure it won't last long.
Hey, I think for me, it's nice to see that the similarities between our pregnancies and the childbirth and everything. And
Yeah,
I think across the board, men will go through this shit through
yeah.
pregnancy.
And for me, it's nice just speaking to another bloke, another father that's a proud father,
Yeah,
because I think that's why I like this Facebook group so much, because they're all proud fathers,
yeah,
but
yeah,
they're not going to be on there. Um,
yeah.
Obviously, I don't know them in person, but um, I don't know. Yeah, it's being a parent. I still feel that it's seen as like a mother's job,
Nah, yeah.
and that's something I'm hoping changes.
To
To be
change, yeah,
honest,
exactly.
yeah,
Get with the times. I think for me, it's all about cherishing the little moments. So I remember the first time I had a proper conversation with Mason over the phone.
mm,
I'll never forget it.
yeah,
And these little milestones in my life where I will never forget. And he's had a massive impact. And even down to the fact where he will tell me 10 times a day at least that he loves me.
yeah,
And I never want that to change, even when he's 18.
yeah,
I want him to say, Dad, I love you.
yeah,
Because like I've never said that to my dad or my mother, but I love it when he says that to me.
yeah.
It's amazing. So
Did you say I know to your parents?
I don't say to my parents, no.
But you love it when your boy says it to you.
Exactly.
Say
I
it
should
to
say
your
it.
parents.
My old man, I gotta shut up.
I mean,
He's old school, see, you know. You're like, what's wrong, again? What have we got wrong with you?
no.
Like, nothing, Dad, I just love you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, and that old cliche, appreciate it while
I can't
it's
wait
there.
to talk to my girls.
It's
Like
amazing, but
they do words now. Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm reaping like the rewards of fatherhood at the moment,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they pull me in tight and they hug me and
Yeah.
kiss me and I know. Whereas a couple of months ago they're just vegetables. Like couldn't do nothing with them.
But like,
but now, like
yeah,
them little things, and like 2 nights ago, we were off up to bed, and then Ruby, she ran up the stairs whilst Riley was still downstairs. She realised Riley weren't there. She ran back down, and she's like, "Riley, come on!" And yeah, like you just said, them small moments. I
it's
don't,
amazing, but
yeah, won't forget. Like,
nah, nah. And cherish them, because like I said earlier, that cliche where it'll be over before you know it. It's not gonna be over, obviously, but when he turns
it is hard, though, isn't it? Because it's just so fucking full on.
full on, but
Um,
honestly,
it's hard to be in a moment and take it in whilst whilst you're fucking
losing your shit.
changing nappies and washing bottles and fucking chasing after them. But yeah,
Yeah.
when they're asleep and then you sit down and have that breather,
Yeah.
and you think, fuck me,
It's lush.
that was incredible. Like,
Yeah. Like today, now I talked about rugby earlier with my son. On the way home, then he debriefed me about his game. Just talked to me about rugby and everything. Oh, Dad, did you see me when I done that? And, did you see me when I done that? I was like, of course I did, but I don't take my eyes off you.
yeah, it's nice.
But it's amazing just to get just a two-way conversation with him.
Yeah.
So you got that to come.
Yeah,
And it's
like,
amazing, honestly. It's
yeah,
really
I'm
nice.
buzzing for it.
It's really nice. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Enjoyed that. Anything else you want to add on the parenting front?
No, not really. I don't try and portray like I'm a fucking great parent
Yeah.
or great bloke, but
The best you can
I'm
be.
trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a great parent and a great bloke, and yeah, I'm very fortunate and blessed to have twins and basically living my dream really.
Mm.
So yeah, I think I'm just fortunate, and I am loving it, even though it's solid and
Yeah.
I'm sleeping with one arse cheek on the mattress. It's solid, but I'm loving it.
For me, though, I obviously see you being a dad, and you are a good dad, and I can see the love you've got for your kids coming over. So just keep doing what you're doing, but you're
Thank
doing
you,
a
Matt.
fucking good job as being a dad, and you are a really good role model to those two girls.
Thank you, Matt.
I like it.
Appreciate that.
Sorry, but sorry, it's the only compliment I will ever give you. Right.
Thank you.
Let's finish off with our quiz then. Right, so you've got 60 seconds. Put on my watch today because I haven't set it up. 60 seconds to answer as many questions wrong as you can.
Yeah.
So Joe had 9 last time. I'm sure you can fucking beat that. Yeah?
No.
No? Okay. Right, 60 seconds, right? Starting now. Who holds a 100-metre record?
Linford Christie,
What shape is a donut?
square.
Where do Spanish people come from?
Italy,
Name something you buy from Domino's Pizza.
kebab.
Oh, I fucking love a kebab.
And me.
What's your favourite sauce?
Grass.
What's the opposite of sad?
Miserable.
Who was the first person to step foot on the moon?
Joe Mack.
Who wrote the Harry Potter books?
Nick Hill.
You just fucking talking. Cheating, that is. Name all of One Direction then. 5 members of One Direction. Go.
Tommy, Terry, Shorty, Gareth, Dai.
Me, him. Name an Olympic sport. This one Joe messed up when you got 5 seconds.
Cooking.
Cooking. What's LOL stand for?
Ha ha ha.
Time's up. You got to 10. Right, I'm not going to give you that ha 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 because
Why? LOL doesn't stand for ha ha ha.
yeah,
That is, isn't it?
yeah, wrong.
Nine
Anyway,
then, is it?
you got a 10. 10. You beat Joe by 1.
Love it.
Yeah, so good work, Pat. Good work. So a bit of fun to finish off. But like I said, I really enjoyed that. It's nice to bounce off another father and just to realise you're not in it alone. And it's nice to know that, yeah, even though I was scared every single step of the way, and I'm still scared being a dad now.
If you're not scared, you're fucking tapped. It's a scary process.
It's a scary process, but I'm telling you, scary process.
Literally.
But the other thing to take from it, women are a different breed. Going
Yeah,
through
they
that
are.
pregnancy, like I said, if I was a male thing, we'd be fucked, we'd be gone, but,
Yeah, they are.
you know,
And yeah, some of them snacks that Gabby was having
yeah.
in her pregnancy were mental.
Yeah, Kate didn't really have anything. I was fucking gutted.
I can't remember off the top of my head what she would have specifically because
Yeah.
it was just so many
Random
weird
ones.
stuff like
I was looking forward to her saying, oh, I want a McDonald's. Okay, I'll go so I can eat McDonald's. Or anything random, food. But she didn't. It's fucking gutted.
oh, I'm talking weird stuff. I am like
See, with that woman, she liked eating stones.
stones.
Stones. It's a bit fucking bonkers.
Yes, yeah, that's a different breed.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, Dai, you're a legend. Thank you, Bud.
Thanks for having me on, Bat.
You're welcome, buddy.